Hey, welcome back to the Chandie Speaks podcast. It's your girl, Chandie. Tried to do a good intro. I practiced that because this is my morning voice, but I'm trying to make it my nice radio voice. But anyway, we're back another week. Thanks for listening. I'm still in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. You can hear the enthusiasm in my voice. I hardly want to do this because I just have a lot of stuff on my plate right now. As you guys know, I'm going out of the country. I'm going to Costa Rica in 15 days. 4 minutes and counting, bro. Like, it's getting so fucking close. Like, almost 2 weeks away. Today is Tuesday, March 3rd. So this will be for tomorrow, Wednesday, the 4th. And yeah, I'm going out of the country. So I've been working my ass off. They're literally in the group chat right now trying to get people to come into work. We're moving into our busy season. If anyone is familiar with Sedona, Arizona, it's about to be spring break for these motherfuckers. I'm gonna be in Costa Rica. For these people out here. So they're getting more and more tourism, and it's only gonna go up from there until like the end of summer. You know, more and more tourism. So I've been working my ass off for that mostly. Also because I'm going out of the country and I asked for a few more hours. But they're working me so hard. I'm about to ask them to cut back on some hours when I get back from vacation. But it's getting kind of crazy here. The parking is always a shit show. I'm actually parked at my night job right now, waiting, doing this so I can do this, and then I'm gonna go eat. Because coming here around peak hours is basically out of the question. It's crazy. Sedona is like one of those those older communities, and it's like a touristy town, and like they have a lot of like special laws and stuff, regulations around their city, around this little small beautiful mountain town. And a lot of most people I've yet to met a single person who works here in Sedona who supports this community with their labor, who actually is able to afford to live here. I have not met a single person. Everyone that I've met, they have to drive here at least 20, 30 minutes from one of the nearby towns. And that's crazy. And when they get here, they're met with, they don't even have a designated parking space. They're in the jungle, like in this concrete jungle with the rest of you guys. You guys know, if you've seen my vacation videos with the cruise ships and back on Van Life Diaries, I'm not a big overpopulated tourist. I'm a tourist myself, and I get it, but it's like when an area is overpopulated, I'm like, this is too much. And I feel like the people who are getting the worst end of the deal are the workers, the people who are supporting all of it. There's hella pollution. At the end of the night, when I leave my job, there's hella pollution in the parking lot from the tourists. Sorry, just saying. They clean it up. Sedona's a beautiful, clean town. By the morning time, it's all cleaned up. They have someone for that. But it's like, yeah, they need someone for that because people are just themselves. Anyway, I went off on a little tangent there. I'm here. I'm in beautiful Sedona. Love this place. If it wasn't so damn beautiful, and it's good for money, really. So, and it's all, it kind of wraps into what I do anyway. I travel. I stay at hotels. I work in the hotel industry in the daytime, or like the hospitality. It's a B&B in the daytime and a restaurant at night. Pretty sweet gigs that sort of revolve around my lifestyle anyway. So I'm grateful. But what did I want to talk about this week other than some downsides to Sedona? Traffic is one of them, I would say. The traffic. And the high volume tourism. Pretty lame intro, but we're gonna just push through it. I gotta remember to talk up on the mic like this. We're gonna push through it. What did I do last week? Where am I? What day is it? I think last week. Oh my God. How could I forget? You guys. Oh my God. Last week, I want to give a shout out to all my listeners, new or old, who are J. Cole fans who really appreciated that last episode that I did. It was basically about J. Cole. And you know what? Just to let you guys know, this will probably most likely have a segment in this episode as well about J. Cole because, you know, things have changed. Facts and figures have come out, and you know, the depth of which I love this album has certainly changed. So I'm gonna need to discuss it. It's necessary. It's necessary. But that was actually, to date, I'm gonna double check. Damn sure to date for YouTube, not on Spotify. I believe it didn't perform as well as other episodes did. My last episode, the J. Cole one, on Spotify. However, on YouTube, to date, it's my highest performing podcast episode. So that was cool. I loved it. Yeah, so I don't think I have much else other than J. Cole to talk about this week, but I'm not going to do that to you guys. Okay, I know I have a lot of comments. That's right. I had a lot of posts that I made. I think I'm going to just do that. Go over these posts that I made, some comments from those posts. A lot of people were in their feelings about one particular post, and it makes me kind of sad. A lot of things come to mind. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about? I think that's mostly it, just reading comments from these posts, and then my J. Cole's weekly summary. I'm just going to call it the the weekly fall off review. And then at the end, I'm also going to put in possibly a clip, depending on, I don't know how well this rant will get into with these comments, how long this episode will be, but I do have a clip that I was, it's another clip episode. I originally planned to not. I was speaking, when I was recording it, I was speaking with the intention of not letting anyone else hear it but God and myself. And it's one of those bonus clips that you guys get to have where I felt like, somebody needs to hear this, and it's a good filler episode for, these next few episodes. I'm gonna be trying to get out of the country on my vacation. I'm gonna be focused, so I won't really have much time to put into this, but I committed to a weekly episode, so I find it entertaining. I find it sometimes enlightening, but okay, so let me get into this. This one was an old ass post that I made. It was, I feel like a lot of these posts that I make places, I do it with the intention of like self-reflection, or to it's like thought provoking. It's supposed to make you think and reflect, and a lot of people miss it. They completely miss it. And this, so this one, I guess, and I like to keep it, I word it the way that I do. So it pulls out whatever feelings from whatever part of you that needs to be healed is why I word it the way that I word it. Because we all could use some healing. We all have some blind spots, right? So this post that I made, oh my God, it was even a while ago. I think I meant to talk about it in the last episode because it was right around Valentine's Day. And I think I was just trying to poke the bear on with people about love. And this was one post that I posted it everywhere, but on YouTube, it got a comment. I said, is it love or do you just need someone to split the rent with? Which I thought was hilarious. But I mean, people all, they respond how they respond. I'm going to, it's a public post, but this one post or commenter, 𝙬𝙤𝙬𝙤𝙬 writes, history shows this ain't new. Roman Emperor Claudius II banned marriages because he believed men fought harder without attachments. Society's been debating love versus practicality for centuries. Yuck, love. So to answer your question, as high as rent is, this is a business arrangement. And bless their heart. I don't really think I have anything to say about that. Did I take notes on that? Yeah, I don't really think anything to say about that. I did have to go look up who the fuck Claudius II was, and that was like basically the reason why Valentine's Day came into play. Like, because that guy banned marriages, now they have a lot of underground marriages, and then the guy named Saint Valentine was, I don't know, killed or something about Valentine's Day. So it was appropriate because it was right around Valentine's Day, but I didn't know that. But I did look up because I didn't realize that love versus practicality was a debate in history. I said, I asked AI, how were unmarried men in Rome AD 270 unsuccessful in society? And these were the men who had their marriages banned. And AI the chat box said, in Rome around AD 270, unmarried men faced a range of societal challenges that contributed to their perceived lack of success. Here are some key factors. Social stigma. Unmarried men often faced societal stigma and pressure to conform to traditional norms regarding marriage and family. Roman culture placed high value on marriage and family life, and remaining single could lead to social isolation and the lack of status within the community. Limited rights and benefits. Marriage conferred certain legal and economic benefits, including inheritance rights and social connections. Unmarried men might have had limited access to these advantages, which could hinder their opportunities for social mobility and stability. This all sounds basically like how it is today. We, as I've talked about before, men benefit more from marriage in all areas in life than women do. Even back then in Rome, AD 270, says military and civic duties. So as soldiers, unmarried men were expected to serve with dedication. However, the lack of family ties might lead to a perception that they were overly focused on military life at the expense of civic responsibilities. Moreover, their status as singles could be seen as a liability in a society that valued familial connections for mutual support in times of need. A couple more here. Emotional and social isolation and competition for resources. Just a lot of stuff. So, yeah, that didn't go so well for them to ban marriages. I don't understand how that would have played out well. It says, overall, the combination of social expectations, legal disadvantages, emotional challenges, and economic competition contributed to the difficulties unmarried men faced in Roman society during this period. I just thought that was a little fun fact. Like I said, this might just be a little filler fun fact episode. But it basically describes the men today. Married men get way more praise from other men than the single and society than single men do. Unmarried men, I should say. So yeah, whatever. I don't think I have did someone comment on that post on TikTok? I don't think I got any comments, just that YouTuber guy. Now, with my intention with that post, is it love or do you just need someone to split the rent with? It was kind of sort of trying to fish for some self-proclaimed homosexuals, I guess, homosexualities, which is a new trendy term that we're using a lot more these days because it is hard out here. Okay, rent is expensive. I get it. But it's become something. On Google, it says the homosexuality trend describes entering romantic relationships primarily for financial or housing security rather than love, driven by soaring costs of living, especially in expensive cities. So, yeah, that's homosexuality in a nutshell. It ain't got nothing to do with love. And really, that's who I was trying to... It was supposed to be like a sort of a lighthearted, thought-provoking... you're supposed to think a little bit, maybe take a little accountability. I was that person. At one point, not saying it wasn't love, but I definitely wouldn't have considered it if the house or the housing situation wasn't included. Been there. So, yeah, that's all I was kind of trying to get with that post. But that guy took it back to Rome. And then he said love sucks or yuck. I don't know. I already deleted the comment. I didn't delete the comment. I deleted the note. But I'm sorry that it's not yuck love. Okay. Anyway, let's go into another post that I made. During Black History Month, from the time that I screenshot this comment, it was 7 days ago, so it was over a week ago. It's an older one, but I wrote, Black people are quick to take black cards from each other, yet invite others to the cookout for the smallest things. The program is basically running itself at this point. Man, I wrote that a long time ago. I'll be writing stuff, and it'll be in my drafts for a long time, and then I'll get back to it, and I'll be like, does this still resonate? And yeah, I guess over 7 days ago when I posted it, I feel like, yes, this still resonates. I don't know if I want to get into a discussion about that, but I did want to read a comment from YouTuber Mon Poo4TS. I don't know. Writes, I'm always disappointed in this, and I'm also disappointed in this as well. As a girl who grew up in the northwestern suburb of Chicago, city of Scompton, shout out, Skokie, Illinois. Yes, this is how I talk. Sometimes it has a little, a Chicago in it, but it's mostly northwestern suburb of Chicago sounding. And I got teased all my life, and black card got taken away and was called all kinds of things, Oreo, you name it. So yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in that I can't keep my black card. But let's give this non-melanated person a black card or an invite to the cookout. Our culture for fucking knowing how to rap or fucking dance well. Like, fuck out of here. Just think, yeah, it's kind of disappointing. But I think that's all I wanted to get into with that, because it's March now. And it's my birthday month. The equinox is coming up. My vacation's coming up. We can discuss that another time. I don't know. I don't really have time for it right now. But yeah, it always disappointed me. I made the same post. That was on YouTube. I made the same post on TikTok that black people are quick to take black cards from each other, yet invite others to the cookout for the smallest things. The program is basically running itself right now. It's like all by design, I feel. And I got comments from... I'm only going to read the comment that I responded to, because some people just be saying a lot of shit. People get in their feelings on TikTok, I'm remembering, and that's why it's kind of draining on you if I allow myself to get sucked into their shit, But Nick Nack Snacks, it's a public post, go see it. They write, all of that is online. No one is inviting or uninviting people to cookouts that aren't happening. Why worry? And I responded, sure, most of it is just online, because I did think about it, because... yeah, remember I was talking about separating stuff that's happening in real time and then like reality, real time reality and online. It's not reality. So just seeing, for me, I guess. For me, when I see someone saying you're invited to the cookout, but then I get like my black card taken away for voting for Kanye, it's like it kind of hurts, but at the same time it's not real because I don't know these fucking people. And I agreed. I said, yeah, it is some of it is just online, but it does happen often in real time to me. I know it does happen to me in real time. Like people still hate on me for voting for Kanye and being black, or so I don't understand that. Or it just hurts, to me. I'll just say that. It just hurts. But maybe a lot of it is online. So, touche. All right. Let's go to another post. We're just going to move right along here because that clip that I want to enter, that I want to put at the end of this episode is like 45 minutes long. And if I stop recording now, it'll round it out to a full hour. So this will be a nice, good, long hour episode. Or longer, most likely. Okay, I definitely want to get to this post. This is the most recent one it's still getting comments, and they can, honestly, they can talk amongst themselves. I'm checking out of the conversation, but I'm realizing within these comments, especially the ones on TikTok, that these people are unhealed. They have, a lot of projections. They have attention span. They can't read. People, like, honestly, if you just took the time to do any of your own personal research before you jump onto someone else's post and just spew out your own ignorance, then the world would be a better place. But the comments, like, it's got over 1,000 views, which I know it's not much for anyone, but for someone who's been off of TikTok, I'm barely on TikTok, like, that's a lot. And it's still getting comments from people. I'll just read the fucking post. It says, it's kind of sad. At first I was like hopeful that people would maybe come together for some discussion, but I don't know why I would ever expect that. So, like, I get it. It's a post about death, and maybe a lot of people just have a problem accepting life after death, or I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to read the post. I wrote, "It's no coincidence that widows are suddenly happier, healthier, and less stressed after their husbands pass away." And I worded it the way that I worded it for a reason. Okay, let's just put all that out there. I'll read it again. "It's no coincidence that widows are suddenly happier, healthier, and less stressed after their husbands pass away." So the wording, I'm assuming at this point, right, is what triggered people in the wrong way. I wanted to trigger people, but not in this way, in the way where we're not getting anywhere. So just let it be known that that's just a statistical fact. And I'm going to pull up some links here. I already got them on. You all know I got my notes ready. But those are actually statistical facts. But me personally, I do not know a single widow who is happier, healthier, and less stressed after their husbands passed away. I think in total I know like solid 2 widows like who are still alive right now and who are not living necessarily happier, healthier, and less stressful lives. In fact, maybe a part of them still mourns their husbands in a way, right? So this is not off of my personal experience. This is just based off of a general statistic, okay? And I think that's a part of the reason or where people sort of derailed. They thought it was my own personal experience and that I'm just like bashing men. I'm not bashing men. I'm sure that even if it were me, I'd probably not be happy, if it was out of love, right? Supposed to be out of love, but statistically, generally speaking, widows are generally happier, healthier, and less stressed. And I have an article I'm just going to pull up really quick before I get into these comments that really kind of hurt people. And I'm sorry. Death is hard to accept for a lot of people. I get it. Widows are happier than men when they lose their wives. So we already went over last week where I actually learned last week that the suicide rate is higher for men than women or something like that. I have to go back and listen to that episode again. But I remember also saying something like men remarry like 3.5 times quicker than women do when their spouses pass away. So we already have that as a fact. Like, men have longer lives with women, and they still don't outlive women. So it's just science, baby. That's just kind of how it works. It's not trying to come down on men. It's just trying to tell you, trying to bring light to the role of men in women's lives and vice versa. So this article, I don't know, my arm is falling asleep and I'm getting tired too. Let me see. Oh, they're trying to get me to trying to find, it says Gotham Enterprises. I don't even know who these people are, Gotham Enterprises. So hey, if it's not a credible source, then it's not a credible source, but there's a link if you want to read it yourself. Research shows that modern widows report being happier and healthier. Data from recent research shows interesting findings about widows in the U.S. After the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, statistics show that the average age of widows in America is only 59 years old. That's crazy. That means their husbands are dying at a way younger age than they are. The average, about 2,800 new widows add to the 11.8 million widows in the U.S. every day. In addition, the demographics of widows compared to the generations before are also changing. They are educated, engaging in their careers while taking care of the household. Since 7 in 10 of these widows are young, being within the 51 to 59 age range, these widows face unique challenges that might be stressful. Man, so age comes into all of this as well. I'm not trying to come down on the dead guys, but we can be quick to generalize that life would stop, would be unbearable, or would be marked with intense grief and mourning that would last for years after the death of a spouse. However, recent research results paint another interesting facet of being a widow. Research says that widows actually tend to become healthier and happier even. When the researchers checked older men who lost their spouse, the opposite was true. When a man becomes a widower, there is a greater chance that his health weakens and his mental health declines. This is a man who lost his wife. Bless their hearts, but that's just generally how it happens. Moreover, when widows are compared to older married women in a similar age group, widows are in better physical health. So, yeah, women who have lost their husbands compared to the same age group of women who hadn't lost their husbands were in better physical health. That's just what that says. Can this challenge the previously established notion that being married decreases a spouse's risks for diseases of the heart and depression? According to recent statistics, men have shorter lifespans than women in the U.S. An average male lives to 73, while a woman to 79. On average, women who live longer than their spouse have life still ahead of them. This might be a factor that enables them to cope with the loss and adjust to incoming changes. In addition, since women are traditionally viewed to be managers of the household, this is the kicker, the loss of a spouse means lessening of the pressure to manage the home and family. Women, especially in generations who believe that they have to do the cooking, the cleaning, the childcare, and manage the house while working a job, have now fewer responsibilities, decreasing their stress. And this also frees up more time for the widows to do things that they love. And let's not also forget, like, if the man has passed away, obviously he was in a sick time in his life. I'm going to actually, now that I remember, I know 3 widows. I know a widow who just became a widow last year. And I don't know what her state of mind is. I haven't, I don't talk to her or know her, really know her, fuck with her like that. But I do know that the husband was sick for a long time. And I know that during that time, it was stressful for the whole family. The whole family didn't want to leave his side, didn't want to, go anywhere or do anything. They just wanted to be around him at his, because he could go at any time. God rest his soul. He was a vet, but that, it takes a lot out of someone to caregive for someone for years, on their last years, I'm sure. And just naturally, your body must feel happier and healthier and less stressful when you don't have to do that anymore. It's kind of weirdly where I was kind of getting at with that post that I made. Like, I wasn't trying to say anything about money or insurance. A lot of these people are fucking traumatized and triggered, and it's okay. It's what, like I said, their attention span's not all quite there. But I was really just trying to get at that. It's not that the woman didn't love the man and that she's just taking all of his money. It's just that she gave all of herself to the man. Even if the man was poor, they could have been living on the streets and she would have still been pouring herself into him until his dying breath. And once he's passed, she doesn't have to do that anymore. She's just biologically, physically, like all around, just in healthier and happier place. So this ain't got nothing to do with money. It's just, the role of women in a man's life. It's just that nurturing, that giving of herself, pouring into him, his life, his career, his and then his decline, his children, his children's children. It's a lot on a woman. That's all that was like a pro man and pro woman. It was supposed to bring some kind of reflection, but some of these people were, like I said, traumatized and triggered. I'm gonna get to these comments, and then I'm going to, because they're still going. At the time that I screenshot the comments, it was like 13 hours ago. But this is a few days ago now, and the people are still commenting on it. So I'm only going to read, I don't know, a few, I guess. And then I'm going to get into my J. Cole statistics, and then I'll be out of here. I got shit to do today. Okay, so again, the post said, it's no coincidence that widows are suddenly happier, healthier, and less stressed after their husbands pass away. Y'all know I worded it the way that I worded it. I'm just going to read it's a public post. If you're not already following me on TikTok, I'm back on TikTok, you guys, starting fires and then walking away. Y'all, literally, this isn't for me. This is for you guys. For your entertainment. And mine. It's pretty entertaining. But mostly sad. It really kind of pulls at my heartstrings when I hear some of these comments where I have to walk away or it'll just suck me in. But it's Chandie Speaks on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Threads, fucking everywhere. Samantha Seal writes, I'm sorry, what? I haven't seen this. And that was the first comment. And I was like, yes, an opportunity to educate someone. Cool. And I said, facts. When women lose their spouse, they often experience reduced household stress and responsibilities. The freedom enables them to engage in enjoyable activities, including organizing family events and volunteering for causes that they care about. There are plenty more stats to back this up as well. And then that kind of goes on. I sort of ended for me, like, I'll say my piece and then I'll just say, okay, you can take it or leave it. And then other people will come in and say their piece. TikTok is like an emotional stomping ground. I feel like I'm remembering how emotional TikTok is. But she responded. Samantha Seal responded, every widow I know is terribly heartbroken. Even decades after losing him, they still share memories online and frequently talk about them. Your theory isn't a fact. And then I wrote, it's actually a fact, but live your life. That was the end of the conversation for me. I'm not going to read into what those other comments that she said, but I had a few other people sort of agree with me. Yeah, y'all can go read it if you want. Raider Lena writes, I would never recover if my husband died before me. Never. Just the thought makes me so sad. Yeah, it is sad. I said, and I responded back to her. I said, statistically, you will lose your husband before he loses you, and you'll be just fine. That's just statistic. And it wasn't trying to lessen like the pain. Like everyone grieves and everyone has pain and mourning, but don't underestimate your ability to heal yourself and not let that pain control you and you not let that grief control you. You have to be able to manage it, because then you become sort of like an emotional you start holding other people responsible for your grieving, and that's just not cool. I know I talked about that in another episode. Another thing, I don't argue with people online. If they want to go off, they can go off. I say what I say. There's some things that are for discussion, and there's some things that I'm just stating a fact, and I don't really care to talk about it, or I don't really care to argue about it. We can talk about it. I don't want to argue about it. A lot of people had the wrong idea about this post. Nate writes, because they have his house and his money. Yeah, no, that's not where I was getting at with that, so bless his heart. Chow writes, they're happier because they have all the assets now. Yeah, a lot of unhealed men are coming on this post, you can tell. YCM Color Sep writes, that's because the wife is the beneficiary, but trust me, I'm sure he's relieved. Yeah, I'm sure you got some things you got to work through, so I don't respond to any of those. Beavis writes, or when the wife passes, and I think this was the first person who wrote, hey, the same thing goes for women, or same thing for men. Try to pull one of those, because there's always one. Every time you make a post that is specifically talking about one gender or one type of person in the gender, there's always one person that comes in and it's like, hey, the same for men, or hey, not all women. Like, I'm talking generally as a statistic. We're not talking about you and your experiences. We're talking about the collective experience. There's always one. So I think Beavis was the first person to write, or when the wife passes. And I said, typically men actually experience a decline in health and happiness when they lose their wife, and they remarry quicker than when women lose their husbands. And Samantha Seal, who was apparently unsatisfied with me leaving her conversation from her comment, she comes in and jumps in on this thread, from earlier. She's like, I like how when you talk about men, you say typically, because it doesn't go across the board. Yet when you reference women, apparently all women experience the same thing, which is so incorrect. There's no way you can know every widow or have had all them surveyed. Be so for real. And I just wrote, you can interpret this however you want, dear. Good luck to you. And then she goes all throughout this thread. Bless her heart. She goes all throughout this thread, and people actually call her on her bullshit and check her, because it's never once did I say ever all women. You just have selective reading comprehension, I guess, and things that are holding you back from in your past from helping you see clear right now in the present. So, yeah, you can interpret this however you want. I'm responsible for that, for my words, not for how you interpret it. That's all you. So, the next comment, people were mad in this fucking thread. The next comment says, as from the Witch of the Woods, I think she was one of the first people to bring up something about insurance. So she says, you don't think that has anything to do with the insurance payout? And I said, this is deeper than that. And then other people went in and commented on that. Other triggered broke men probably came in and commented on her behalf, and I just left it at that. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. Okay, I'm an adult. I don't argue with adults online. Where do we do that? At. Yeah, a lot of nonsense about life insurance. 𝙬𝙞𝙀𝙮, they cash the life insurance and money problems are gone. A lot of these questions are, I'm like, you can figure out the answers to these questions, or you can just read what I wrote because I've already answered them, you know? This was kind of a funny comment. 𝙬𝙤𝙪 writes, because they got away with it. We had another commenter on YouTube with this post from Maynard Cornell, 3975 writes, did you kill somebody recently? That's funny. Heal yourself. But no, that's not why they're happier. And I don't support murder. I don't support killing anybody. So you guys got some shit you work through. Projection much? Yeah, it's almost there. Robin Hood tries to say, Robin Hood back on TikTok says, goes both ways, and it doesn't. I'm not commenting on it, but it doesn't go both ways. Men actually experience a decline in their health, and they remarry quicker than women do after their spouse pass away. So, yeah, stop trying to make this about everybody. Some things are just for you guys. You guys can't accept the fact that you are draining a woman's life force energy. The very thing that gives you life, you are draining it of it until your dying breath. And once you do pass away, her body actually gets healthier. Her body, mind, and her spirit gets healthier. It's not my theory. It's a fact statistically. So we're almost done with this. Let's see. I think that's all I didn't respond to anyone else. Yeah, I don't think I responded to anyone else here. User with a bunch of numbers that I'm not about to read on here writes, I didn't respond to this, but someone else responded to it, and I liked their comment. User 9943, or the first four of this 20-digit number, writes, so they never love their husbands is what I get from this. And Emily Athena writes, they probably did at some point, but it's hard not to get worn down after decades of being the one responsible for the vast majority of child rearing and domestic chores, including taking care of their husband even in health, and also probably earning an income for the household. Exactly. She gets it. Samantha Seal also comes back in here for her, her appearance on this thread. She's all over this thread. She writes, is that why widows often remarry? Because they're so happy their first husbands passed? You can tell she's speaking from a space of hurt. I'm sorry. Bless your heart, Samantha Seal. Okay. Or personal experience. She's either speaking from hurt or friends that she knows. And that says a lot about her than it does me or this post. But she says, is that why widows often remarry? Because they're so happy their first husband passed? Is that why many of them visit their husband's burial site, talk about them, and grieve for years afterward? What the fuck is actually wrong with you? She started getting a little, in her feelings. I said, actually, women usually wait longer to remarry after their husbands passed away. Notice how I said usually. I'm not generalizing everybody. Actually, women usually wait longer to remarry after their husband passed away than men. Men usually remarry quicker, or remarry really quick after their wives pass. You're also free to go research this and find out for yourself. Be well. A triggered low vibrational beta male, probably, I don't know, comes in on another comment. He writes, Carl Smith writes, oh yes, I love opening up TikTok just for it to tell me I'm hated just because I'm a man, and that everyone would be happier without me. Gonna be a good day. And I wrote, I'm responsible for what I say, not for how you interpret it. Stay blessed. Yeah. Another user 8577 with like 20 other numbers writes, More liberal propaganda causing division. Good job. And I wrote back to them, being divided by a post intended to provoke thought and self-reflection on one's role in a woman's life is quite revealing. Best of luck to you. Don't forget to take your vitamins. I don't care at that point. Last but not least, this is the last comment. 𝙬𝙞𝙙𝙮 Tin Man writes, because most women don't marry for the right reasons. And I did a little spin on, I agreed with him, but I didn't agree with him in the way that he thought I would agree with him. He writes, because most women don't marry for the right reasons. I said, exactly. When most women marry a man, they pour their life into him instead of themselves. So when their husbands pass, they become less stressed, happier, and healthier in all areas of life. Got him. That's just, don't come for me. I'm just saying, and I don't even know why I was focused on widows this week. It was because I think I had that post in the clip. I didn't think it would perform the way that it did. Over 1,000 views everywhere that I posted. So it is what it is. Let me go into my J. Cole stats for the week. So Spotify gives me my listening stats every single week. And as you guys know, The Fall Off was released not too long ago, and I've basically had it on repeat since I got it. It's been the light in this dark, cloudy period of the ending of my 36th year. It's been the only thing I look forward to. I go to sleep listening to it. I wake up listening to it. Whenever I get a chance to put my earbuds in at work, I'm listening to J. Cole, specifically The Fall Off. So Spotify gave me my stats between February 16th to February 22nd. And I have it up until March 1st. Today is the 3rd. So theoretically, I'm projected. It's looking like it's going to be a J. Cole year. It's 2/6. 2026. This is the J. Cole year. I mean, it couldn't have worked out even. This is like really the best thing that happened to hip hop, like in a long fucking time. And goddamn. So, Spotify between February 16th and 22nd. I'll actually look it up live right now because I screenshot it a couple days ago. But yeah, I'll even give a little shout out to Kanye West. How about that? Because before The Fall Off, Spotify says that my top artist between February 9th and February 15th was Kanye West. Right? And that is me playing one Kanye West song, The Blame Game, 3 times that week. So, just so you can have some comparison, shout out to Kanye West. February 16th to February 22nd, that's when shit went down. That's when The Fall Off came out. And it said that you listen to J. Cole much more than other listeners. I listened to J. Cole 31 more hours than the average fan that week. Between February 16th and February 22nd. 31 more hours. That week, he was my top artist, J. Cole. The top song that week was, my top 5 songs were from The Fall Off. I'm going to just give you the top 3. It was Poor Thing. During the first week of fucking Fall Off, Poor Thing was played 16 times. Safety was played 8 times, and Run a Train was played 8 times. And that's crazy because I don't even really care for Safety or Run a Train, but I think I played the album from the beginning. When I first started listening to The Fall Off, I played it from front to back. And Safety and Run a Train are on the first disc. They're at the top of the song, so they probably got the most plays just because I was playing the album from the beginning. But now I listen to the album in shuffle mode. Sometimes I'll listen to just 29, sometimes I'll listen to just 39, and when I'm about doing stuff, sometimes I'll listen to it on shuffle mode because I just like the surprise of not knowing what song, but every song's a banger on the fucking album. Legitimately, every song is decent, but there's like maybe 8 to 10 solid like bangers, life-changing bangers, I think. But anyway, that was the first week. 31 more hours than the average fan. Shout out to J. Cole. Now, this is the current week we're in right now, February 23rd. So the first was on Sunday. It says that I played the Let Out 25 times. The Let Out has become a slowly but surely undercover banger for me. I know I talked about it already. I don't care. Y'all gonna get tired of listening to J. Cole this year. But the Let Out has definitely made its way up my fucking list in this past week. I played it 25 times between February 23rd and March 1st. My top artist this week was J. Cole. That's it. And just so I can read the top 5 for anyone who has the fall off, any of my listeners who listen, my top 5 artists are all on the fall off. So I'm not listening to anyone else. It really kind of... It kind of sucks listening to other music now. Like, anytime I don't listen to J. Cole, I'm just like, what is this shit? What is this shit? And that's part of the reason why I got to put this clip in at the end, because that's basically what I ran into. So from the 23rd to March 1st, my top 5 artists was J. Cole, Future, Erykah Badu, PJ, and Morray. All of those people are on the fall off. And my top songs this past week, Bombs in the Ville. You guys, that song played 256 times between February 23rd and March 1st. I kept that shit on repeat when I was sleeping. Bombs in the Ville / Hit the Gas, best song on the fucking album. It was played 256 times this past week. That, I can't even explain just how much I love that fucking song. 256 plays. I'm not exaggerating. That was my top song this past week. That's a lot, okay? Compared to my second top song, 54 plays, 39 intro. It's getting up there because... So I think what I want to do is I'm just going to pick a song. There's 24 songs. I'm going to just pick a song once a week to just vibe out for the whole fucking week to that song. But 39 intro is making it come up. It's the second top played, and my third top song this week is 2-6 with 32 plays. Nothing compares to Bombs in the Ville, 256 plays from February 23rd to March 1st. Great fucking album. I love J. Cole. We're already getting started. They're counting up my numbers for March 2nd to next week, so I'll give you guys those numbers next week. But I'm going to throw in this clip right now, and then I'm going to go. This clip is about, let me see, I'm trying to figure out which episode it was. It was an episode sometime around last year, at the end of last year, where I was talking about running into this mystical, magical, just hippy-dippy place in the heart of Sedona, Arizona. It was trippy. If y'all been listening, I don't even know what episode it was, but it was probably around the same episode where a random person prayed for me. I think I was talking about how I don't get prayers from random strangers from people, and it'd be nice to get a prayer, and then a random person came and asked if I needed some prayer. Y'all remember that episode? Let me see if I can remember, just for reference. Y'all like, what the fuck are you talking about? I know that was a while ago, but it wasn't too long ago. It was around the holidays, kinda. And I had a hobo friend come in from somewhere, I think Massachusetts or somewhere, and I was like hanging out with him and his hobo wife, and people were coming and giving us money, and I was like, man, people don't just come and just give you money unless I don't know, was it right around fucking Surviving a Love Bomber era, the grief and gratitude balance, probably around there, November, December, I don't fucking know. But this clip is basically a continuation from me running into this random mystical house. I ran into this magical house randomly. It's like literally in the heart of Sedona, middle of fucking everywhere and nowhere at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain. It's super trippy. And you ever go someplace where it's like, man, there's vibes, but you can't tell what kind of vibes they are, but something keeps luring you back to that place, and you don't know if it's because of the vibes being good or if the vibes being bad. Now, I know I'm like, love and light, hippy dippy woo woo, but I know that I got some demons, all right? I know I got some shadow work that I could possibly need some light shined on. So whenever I feel guided to places like this, I'm always questioning, like, what is guiding me to these kind of places? Okay, this is going to be a good, entertaining episode. I go in on a good little rant here at the end. This is the introduction to the clip I'm giving you guys. I'll probably explain it depending on how it performs. I don't know, next week, but I'm really fucking tired of talking. You'll get the gist, but that was just the gist of what I was talking about in this clip. But yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for coming this far. Shout out to people. Everyone, just love yourselves. Love yourself. Love yours. Okay. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Later. Ooh. Technologic. Technologic. I'm gonna give this one more try. I'm gonna give this one more try before I fucking Like, I'm gonna have to go back to my records. I'm gonna actually have to go back to my records. Halfway tripping out, halfway trying to just see through shit. Isn't warmed up yet, and I just told the guy I was gonna go take a nap, but I need to get off the block. March 1st. Shout out to March. So many cars and hoopla going on, they probably don't even notice my shit. We gotta get the fuck out of Dodge because the block is kind of hot. Alright, couple things. I'm gonna have to go back to my records to when I first met these people and my whole introduction to these people, because I'm kind of trying to see it in 2024 right now. I'm trying to see things in 2026 right now. And this is my boss. I tried to avoid her and I ran into her. That's crazy because the universe works in mysterious ways. I wonder if she notices me. Hey. I had to basically just give her the gayest fucking smile, like, because the universe works in mysterious ways. What a trip. What a trip. She's going on her walk in the neighborhood, and of course she's gonna run into her casual friends and me. Per usual. Can't avoid her. Even when we tried to avoid her. And when I tried to avoid her so, okay, I'm gonna start from the beginning. I go to this house. This is stuff that I probably won't be able to say on the fucking podcast. So this is a real, it's a four-way stop, bitch. Do you know what four-way stop means? Like, I hadn't even got up to the stop sign yet, and you came to a full-on fucking stop. stay to chill for the rest of the night. I might get some ice cream. I might not. I just bought a $60 book, 40% off for my Dominican Republic trip. First thing this morning. Basically my last gayest or most random purchase before I go on vacation. This guy is I'm just trying to go. Yeah, I'm just trying to go, and I'm trying to park right fucking here. Bam. I'm all over the place, because I'm all over the place. Just like I am every time I come out of that place. Let's just get that on the fucking record right there. I'm going to do this with my eyes open. I'm going to do this with all my fucking shades out of my window so people can see just how crazy I might be seeming with a conversation with myself. But plus the view is magnificent. I go to this hippy dippy house. I'm going to just throw out the first few things. I'm not going to share this on the podcast because it is what it is. Right in the gate, I'm feeling energy. I'm a crazy empathetic person. Crazy empathetic. I don't have any kind of Jezebel energy. The girl doesn't have any kind of heavy Jezebel social butterfly-esque. Like I can be a social butterfly, but I'm not the life of the party. I'm not the one who's about to soak up everyone's fucking attention. When I enter a room, I basically command the respect. You can ask my name or you cannot. I give a fuck. Y'all are all NPCs. To me, in my reality, anyone who's not towards my main objective is just an extra fucking character. An NPC. Only main character in that situation. I don't even remember old dude's name. I literally forgot. Something with dirt. That's how, like, minimal you guys are to me. I give a fuck. I go over to... Yeah, the first thing out the gate is I'm feeling big ass energy. Big ass masculine energy. It's like overbearing. It's like big ass, like, dick swinging fucking energy. You got nothing but hobo crows just hanging all around the fucking place. And I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about energy wise. Everybody, when I came in there, I got smacked in the face, damn near fucking assaulted energetically with all this fucking hobo crow masculine energy. I'm not even exaggerating. It was thick right in the fucking door. Suffocating. It was fucking thick right in the fucking door. I don't even remember dude's name. The only objective, but I didn't want to just come and dip. I saw that they had one dog who was in one of the yurts, which I've never seen before. While being physically on the property, I witnessed for the first time a dog not being able to be out with other dogs locked away. And that's sign number one. That's just sign number one. I'm big on energy. I barely got 2 feet in the door before I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get from up over here. I'm not even here for you niggas. I came in there. I looked at this big ass fucking rock. I'm trying to remember as much. I'm not trying to be a bullshitter. It was like a petrified, he said it got struck by lightning or some kind of petrified fucking tree stump that had like amethyst encrusted up in there with like, you know, moss and shit. And it was pretty cool. But I don't remember the fucking guy's name. Where the fuck did he say? I don't even remember where the fuck he found it or where he made it at. So I come up in there and I'm like, okay, all the fucking dogs are separated, which is not a good sign. Put my shades up because I'm kind of going off right now. I'm like, let me get away from all of this thick, masculine, like just hobo energy. It was just like, just too much. I let the guy talk about his petrified fucking tree thing, and then I just went over to the place. And she was vibing, she was chilling out. And they were just listening to fucking, you know, Tibetan music and trance music, and it was pretty chill. I was chilling over there. Then she tried to, she's like, you want to make a drink? I was like, okay, what do you got? She goes, I got coffee, I got tea, I got hot chocolate. I'm like, it's basically 70 degrees outside. I'm not really in the mood for any of those unless it's iced. She goes, I don't have ice. So we got to make a hot drink right now. And what does she do? This is the second sign where I'm like, okay, she might be a little bit off. She's like, we put them all together. She made me a hot chocolate with coffee with tea, like drink. And it was disgusting. And I didn't want to be rude, so I fucking drank it, and it was so fucking hard for me to stomach it. She goes, this is good. And it was garbage. And I didn't want to make her feel bad. And what the fuck? And I was like, and as she was making it, that's when I noticed the fucking mark of the fucking, I don't even fucking know what the fuck it's called. I've never seen it with her. I mean, I guess I should have assumed because she's living with, but she had like a bunch of, it was like a tattoo of the fucking mark of the fucking drug that's supposed to be fucking, I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's giving me an off vibe, and I'm like, okay, cool, live your life. But I didn't think you were crazy until I thought you were literally mixing hot chocolate with hot coffee with hot tea all in one fucking cup. Oh, and the hot chocolate had marshmallows in it. It was disgusting. The whole fucking cup. Oh my god, it was fucking disgusting. And then I saw her little tattoo. So I was like, okay, I don't know where you are mentally. I don't know where you are spiritually. I'm not gonna be rude. I'm gonna drink. I drank like 3/4 of it before I was like, I can't do this anymore. I almost threw it up. It was so gross. She got seconds. She went back for seconds. Bless her heart. And then we're just vibing out on the porch. We got trance music playing in the background, or whatever kind of music. She says it's Tibetan prayer music. She says it's Tibetan prayer music that's playing in the background. Okay, before that song comes on, I introduce her to 𝙬𝙬, right? This is the third and final, bless you. This is the third and final. And I introduced her to a 𝙬𝙬 because one of the songs that came on was actually banging. So I was like, let me 𝙬𝙬 this. And then I 𝙬𝙬'd it. I found it out. It was actually a banging ass song. It was called Waterfall or something. It was like a 7-minute song. Pretty fucking dope. Then, we get through this bullshit fucking drink mixture that we make. We're still vibing out on the porch. Ashes is tied up, getting humped by the other dogs. She's living her best life. This fucking song comes on. It's like a Tibetan prayer fucking song. And that's what she says it is. And it started to go hard at first, but then I was like, it went a little too hard. It felt like it was almost familiar, like I've probably heard it before, but I know I'm like, I can't tell you the name of it. I couldn't tell you anything about it, or where I've heard it, or what time in my life did I hear it, or why does it feel so like familiar. It feels very familiar. So I 𝙬𝙬'd it. As I'm 𝙬𝙬ing it, it was like going on a break into the song. I'll give her that. It was right before it went into like 4 counts into the break into the song. So it didn't get like the full gist of the song. I'll give it fucking that. But the little fucking snippet that it caught on 𝙬𝙬. First off, the song comes on. She goes, "Oh my God, this is my song." She got so excited about this song when it comes on. Bless her heart. God bless this entire conversation. I'm divinely protected. I'm divinely guided at all times. Let's keep it real. It only caught 6 seconds of this fucking song on 𝙬𝙬 or something like that. It caught it real fucking quick. And what did it say? It said 666. God bless this whole conversation. And I showed it to her. And she goes, "No, that can't be it." And she was determined to prove it wrong. So she sent me a link that I hadn't checked out yet. That's the last little bit that I'm going to give her. Because I tried to Shazam it again right after that. Because it started back up again after the break. I Shazammed it up until the end of the fucking song. I kept Shazamming it. It could not find the song after that. The last recognized song capture from Shazam, which caught the 6 seconds that it caught, whatever time of that song, it was on some satanic shit. And she was fucking surprised. It said it was a chant. It said it was a fucking chant. Now, like, that's not even the craziest part of this fucking story. That's not even the craziest part of this fucking story. Oh my fucking God. Lord, please bless this whole fucking conversation. Bless this whole thing. That's not even the craziest part of the fucking conversation. She said, she said a bunch of stuff I forgot, but some very specific words that I definitely remember, because it was not too long ago, said, "This is a good place." There may have been some words before that, like maybe, "I promise you this is a good place," or "This is a good place, I swear," or whatever. But the words, "This is a good place," came out of her mouth. And that's wild. That's fucking wild, because that's not really where my mind went. I didn't realize she was part of the circus and the hocus pocus until I saw her tattoo. Not the hocus pocus, but you know what I mean. I didn't know she was part of the, the people that, do that and probably want more people to come in and do that. For money or for money, probably. First time money for me today. We'll get to that. She said, "This is a good place." Before all that, the whole time we were vibing out, she was smoking her stash with me of like nuggets that she had on the tray. I'm going to recall back to a previous recording, because I know that I noticed a difference of the weed that we were physically smoking on versus the weed that I was given in pre-rolls. Right? A part of me wants to break them all fucking down and check them out, but ain't nobody got time for that. In fact, I probably shouldn't smoke at all. It's just a sign for me to just stop smoking, because I'm going out of fucking country. Technically, this is off the books because this is all tips, money that paid for it, but that's neither here nor there. I know that the weed that I'm smoking could possibly very well be different than the weed that they're selling me. That's all I'm saying. Smoking with them, I don't fucking know. But she did earlier, before all the revealing of that the name of that song, she did, while we were vibing, before things went weird, she did also mention something like, "You should come over more often." And she said it twice. She may have said it more times than that, but she most definitely said it, "You should come over more often," twice. While getting up, which is hard for her to do because she, has had a seizure. Getting up and getting more weed for me to smoke. More good weed, probably. Who knows? I don't know. For me to come over more often. We were totally vibing out up until that song just felt decent at first, then it felt good, then it felt familiar. And that was the part where it struck like, okay, this is something I need to Shazam right fucking now. And I'm so glad that I saw what I saw. However, it's all coming out right now, right? She's like, "This is a good place." After that, she said, "This is a good place." Then we were sitting down. I laughed about it. I kept Shazamming it for on her behalf. She looked it up on YouTube and she sent me the link that I haven't given yet. Really, at this point, I don't need it. Even if it is, I don't give a fuck now. People can name a song whatever the fuck they want a song. You don't know what you're saying unless you're fucking saying it. So there's that. On down yonder, I hear some dogs barking. at each other, like in a fight. My dog's tied up very close to me, chilling, being a good dog, because she is a good dog. But never had that happen. Well, I'm not going to say that's never had that. Not with my dog. Never with my dog. With other dogs? No, I've never seen that happen. Never heard of aggressive dogs being on the fucking property. But I heard that, and immediately I was like, all right, it's time to go. And it was right at the end of that fucking chant, which played twice, by the way. He put it on repeat. He put it on fucking repeat. I don't remember the fucking guy's name. He wants to be a main character so fucking bad. But I don't fucking care. He says hi Luna to me every fucking time he sees me, and he gives me some chill fucking calm look. But I know he's like so NPC, it's not even funny. He wants to be a main character so bad. He played this fucking chant like twice. He was the DJ during the whole fucking thing. Hobo crow energy. They all got hobo crow energy, but I'm sure it's deeper than that now that they probably all have the mark, and I'm the one who's just like out, just buying marijuana. I came for the vibes, but then the vibes fell off. Now it's like, okay, let's run back the receipts, shall we? Let's run back the receipts of the vibes. Because I'm pretty sure the moment that I was the moment where I connected, where I hadn't even put those numbers to use at that point. I was just there freaking out about my van, thinking that this was a vibe, right? Never had any issues before. What happens? As soon as I come out of the place, cops stop me and question me for no reason. We have that on receipts, right? If we don't, we do now. Yes, cops stopped me and asked me about somebody. Forgot the fucking name. Turned out to be someone who just needed the fucking cops to check in on her, I guess. So that was weird. And then today, I'm leaving the place. I got my shit. I paid $10. First time he's ever accepted money from me. He's always told me to just take it. But I guess they're probably struggling right now. I don't know. They're trying to get out of there. I don't fucking know. I thought about supporting him by getting some sage from him, but at this point, like, no, I don't know what energy y'all got. I have a lot to ponder on, is the thing that you guys should be, thinking about. I don't actually, since I told them I'm not going to be there for 2 weeks, I need to get my car or bust. I need to get my car down, and I'll park it on the fucking sidewalk and God pray and hope and over it, because I don't need anybody fucking know. If you know I'm going out of town, you don't need to know where the fuck my house was going to be. That my house is going to be unoccupied for 2 weeks. And you don't know where the fuck it is, okay? I got friends in the clip that no one needs to know about, and that's safe for me. So there's that. That's out of the fucking option now. That's out of the fucking question now for sure. They would have found out anyway, and it would have been even weirder. So no. I leave out the place. I see, of course, my boss walking, like, oh, and they just passed. Like, it was like literally divine timing. I don't know. I can't make this shit up. So I take the long way. As I'm turning down the alley/street again, there's a girl who's walking down past that corner too. Kind of looks like, at first glance, kind of looks like a hobo crow her damn self, but could very well, like, after talking with her before, the peak of this interaction, probably just a regular girl who's just going out for a fucking walk, right? We turned down the same corner. I said, I'm sorry, I promise I'm not following you. She goes, no, follow away. She talks about my dog. We basically talk about Ashes the whole fucking way. I just take the long way around the fucking block, right? Right at the cutoff, when we're about to make the cutoff, at the gate. I said, I'm going this way. She says, you're going this way. She's like, I'm going this way. I'm going to go pray right now at the church. Do you need anything? Do you need any prayers? Or is there anything that's wearing on your heart? Bruh, I can't make this shit up. That is the second time that's happened. I need to check my receipts, but that's the second fucking time that's happened where on or around the time where I'm leaving, random strangers ask me if I need some prayer. So I'm just putting that on the fucking record. And instead of what I did last time, because I actually did have things wearing on my heart, I said no. Before she told me prayer, I introduced myself. We had a whole walk down the block. I said, I'm Luna, by the way. I forgot her fucking name. It sounded like Cheryl and Cherie. Literally. I forgot her name. She's less main character-y. Really. If you're going, first off, you shouldn't really give a fuck if someone remembers your fucking name or fucking not, if you're doing something out of the kindness of your heart. Really. So there is that. I literally don't remember her name. It could be Cheryl. I know it almost sounded like my mom's name. Maybe it was Shari. It's either Cheryl or Shari. But I feel like I could truly give a fuck because it didn't feel like it felt like last time. Even though I told her no. I said, God bless you. You have a beautiful day. Thank you for walking with me. It was right after I left. We walked all the way down. We had a whole ass talk. She knows my whole dog's life story. She knows my name. And there's that. So if anything, she can pray for my dog. She didn't get my dog's name. But it tripped me out. That's why I had to record. Right fucking now. And then the ending of this whole fucking story is, yes, on my way here to get off the block. Well, again, literally made eye contact with her and waved her. Literally. So there's that. If the universe ain't telling me right fucking now that I don't need to be bothered with these fucking people, then bitch, you have whatever's coming to you coming to you. All the signs are painted clear. If something doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel fucking right. Now, try and look on the other side of it, okay? What if it was right? What if I'm just doubting it because of paranoia? What if it was the right thing to do? Then why are people, is it like a fountain of random people giving you prayers? Or is your energy just that fucking thick and bold that you run into that kind of energy when you leave that fucking place or when you're around that fucking place trying to protect you in some fucking way? Which one is it? I want to go with the latter. Personally, if it don't feel right, it don't feel right. I don't want a mark of the beast. I'm calling it the mark of the beast in the drug world. That's what the fuck it is to me. I don't know any other fucking drug that you do. We can go down a list of the drugs that I even know about. I don't know of any other fucking drug that you do that's supposed to be, whatever kind of effects, but that leaves scars on you. Essentially scars. Let's call them tattoos. That's what tattoos are. That leaves actual scarring on you. And you're supposed to wear them as badges of honor? What is this, fucking indigenous cultures? I don't know. And these are white people. And these are like 20-something, 30-something, maybe even 40-something white people, white men and women. God bless these children. God bless these fucking children. It's crazy. Sedona. And I just read something the other fucking day. I need to get a link for that. Maybe that's something I feel like discussing publicly about. So apparently there's a drug epidemic in Sedona, of all fucking places. What kind of fucking hippy-dippy... Y'all are trying to mask fucking whatever epidemic is going on here because you have money. When you have more money, your drugs just get more fucking clever. I feel like it's all the same fucking shit. I feel like it's all the same fucking shit. Never have I ever heard of any drug that leaves a scar and you're supposed to wear it as a tattoo. And hey, maybe that's all fine and dandy. But then I look at people's lives. I look at the people who I know personally with the marks and where they are currently in life. And all of them are living basically in a yard full of fucking crystals that they're trying to peddle off to fucking tourists. Yeah, you're not getting any customers because people know that it's not just like a random fucking shop. You're not getting any customers because the moment people walk in, the vibes are off. The vibes seem like they couldn't be off, but it was thick energy. Maybe this is my post-menstrual fucking self talking. No, but I've been off for a few days now. Like, yeah, it felt off to me. The safest place in the house felt like it was like where the energy was quieter, but even that felt off near the fucking end. And I was glad that it was revealed in front of all of us. And if anything, I wanted to teach her something. If anything, I was happy to educate people because I'm just here being an observer. I'm observing your reality that you're welcoming me into, and I'm grateful for the space that you allow me and my dog. I really fucking am. But if you're just trying to lure me in here so that I can give you, I don't know, money, I guess? Why don't you just ask for money? I know it's hard out here, but you think it's hard for me? It ain't hard for me? I'm hopping on a plane to another country in 16 days, 16 hours and 31 minutes. So, yeah, all that just fucking happened. I'm really kind of just wanting to just decompress from all of it right now. The whole time I was there, all I wanted to do was listen to J. Cole. That's the first time my ears have actually extensively listened to anything other than J. Cole in the last, 3 weeks, bro. The last, 2.5, 3 weeks, that is the most that I've listened to anything other than fucking J. Cole. It was kind of excruciating. And then they come to find out it's a fucking chant. All I want to do right now is listen to the fucking fall off. It's March. I spent half my day listening to J. Cole today, which has been actually under average than where it's been in the last week. 3 weeks, maybe. 2 weeks for sure. And the other half of my day listening to not J. Cole, which is a record for the year. So I gotta get my fucking numbers up for that. A, and then B, this decompression thing. I gotta walk this energy off. Haven't eaten today. I got pancakes in my backpack. I got pizza in here. I got pancake and pizzas. And all I'm thinking about right now is some fucking ice cream. And watch, it's Sunday. It's a beautiful fucking night. I'm gonna walk over there and it's gonna be closed. It's either gonna be closed or it's gonna be open with that fat, rude fucking dude up in there. Who's gonna fucking, whatever. Just whatever. So I had to get that off my chest. I had to get that out there because it don't even smell like weed. This shit don't even smell like weed. This shit don't even smell like fucking weed, bro. It smells like potpourri. It smells like spice. Shit don't even smell like weed. I ain't smoking that shit. I am not smoking that shit. $2 cash right there. I gave that nigga $10. I'm about to go fucking put ice cream on a debit card. Yes, baby. I need something to soothe my soul right now. I need some positivity in my life. I should have got sage. Is there a fucking sage store around here? Can I go be... I don't know. Do I need it right now? I think I do need it right now. I got some sandalwood, right? I do got some sandalwood. Let me burn some of that. I gotta get sage to go out of the country anyway. Maybe there's a hippie store nearby that I can walk to. Right on the low. That shit don't even smell like weed, my dude. Where's my lighter? All this not weed smell I'm smelling. That's a burn it. Really, I need to start to fall off right now because I don't know if I'll be able to take it. Homie stood out his car to hear me talking to myself just so he can go sit in his truck and talk to himself. Head ass. Be listening to that shit. Be careful, oh yeah, devil, and the melodies you hum. Going viral while infected all the young. Blind, deaf, and dumb. Either someone was hella petty and called a locksmith to unlock my car so they can just get my fancy lighter that was like 70% full. Then, or I'm imagining that I even had the fucking lighter, right? There's that option. Okay, what's another option? Let's. I feel like those are very valid and realistic options. So, What's the top 3? Just am blind because my vision is getting old and I just couldn't see it. And there it is. So I'm gonna go get some ice cream. After this, that burns for a little bit, burning off all negative energy, all heavy, dirty energy, any energy that could be grieving right now or unprocessing. They're not processing grief. They're not processing the end. They're not processing new beginnings, the need for new beginnings. I'm just clearing all of this energy right now. I'm clearing all of that energy. I have no part in any of it. I know that's not like the best hippy dippy way to say it, but hey, a prayer is a prayer, and this is my fucking prayer to myself, to the world, to God. I ain't got nothing to do with that negative energy. Okay? That ain't me. That's not my life. That's not who I am. That's not who I'm portraying. That's not who I want to be perceived as. That's not my character type. Okay? That's not my destiny. That is not in my bloodline, fam. It's not me. It's just not me. Now, ignorance is bliss. So if I'm living a fucking life right now that is unrighteous in some way, then that's just my own ignorance. Because as far as I know, I'm living a fucking righteous fucking life as best as I can. Okay? I know I'm not fucking perfect, but I definitely strive to be. I know I'm not striving to fucking fuck over people, lie, cheat, steal, manipulate, break down, dehumanize, tear apart, unvalidate in any fucking way. Your experiences are your own. These bitches popping off on me on TikTok about some shit that they got, some daddy issues they got nothing to do with me. I am not a part of any of that energy. I'm actually done with that whole fucking post. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. I said what I needed to say. Reading comprehension is essential. I know you guys have short attention spans, so try and keep up. Bless your hearts. I'm clearing all this energy. Y'all got a lot of people, most people have a lot of untapped, unhealed energy. The more that I go out here and I interact with the world, with these people, the more that I see just how sick the world is. And maybe we all do need some prayer. And in my heart and soul, yes, maybe there are some things wearing on my heart, but not the way that it's wearing on y'all's heart. I think y'all need the prayers. I'll first glance, baby girl. And I'm not trying to be rude. I think most people need more prayer than I do at this point. I am blessed and I am grateful. I know how to get myself out of tough times. I know how to get through tough times. I know how to call on the Lord. I know how to walk with all of my shit. I know how to reset and redirect my energy and my flow. And I pray that everybody finds the same fucking way. Most people need prayer. Most people are living in their fucking unhealed, unprocessed trauma. And they need it. They need fucking Jesus right now. Or something, goddamn it. I pray they find Jesus. And if they already found fucking Jesus, come on, man. Let the work be fucking done. Please, do the fucking work. We all need to do the fucking work. I know I'm sounding preachy right now. And that's okay. I'm clearing all of this energy out right now. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim of my circumstance or my reality. I'm just fucking here. Operating at my highest fucking capacity at all times. You're damn right I hold myself to a high standard, which means I have to hold you all to a high standard. And if you're not being held at a high, if you're not, then you can't be around me. Respectfully, you're not even I can't. I cannot. Personal responsibility. We are gods and goddesses in the company of other gods and goddesses, and we must act accordingly. This is God shit here. This is God shit here. March 1st, baby. And I want to give a shout out to February of 2026. We're just going to call 2026 J. Cole year. This is going to be 2-6 year. The whole fucking year is J. Cole. If you want me to listen to any new music, baby, you're going to have to wait till 2027. The first time I jumped out of J. Cole, the whole fucking year, they trying to put some chant shit on me and then try and convince me that this is a good place. Respectfully, no. Right after I left your place, I'm getting prayer offers directly outside of your place. Every time I leave that place, it's like leaving a fucking trance. It's like leaving a fucking, some kind of, like, it's a good thing I do have a good head on my shoulders, because I would have fallen into that shit deep if I didn't. I can see dummy bitches falling into it, and they probably respect the bitch because I'm not a dummy bitch. I'm on my own path of enlightenment. No shade, respect and love. Blessings, harmony, peace and blessings, all of that. To anybody, get your fucking life. If you're on the same fucking enlightenment path as I am, by all means, get your fucking light and bring light into the fucking world. But don't hate on me don't hate on me because I don't need to use the same shit that you need to use to get to the same fucking place. Okay? Don't hate on a bitch. That's all I'm saying. And don't bring that negative shit up in here. Don't bring that dirt up in my fucking glow. Yes, we're both glowed up. We're all glowed up. I would love for the whole world to be glowed up from the toe up, okay? But if you can't get there naturally without hating on someone else who is, then you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. So, that's all I'm saying. Not that anyone's hating on a bitch, but I know what energy feels like. I know that energy, like I said, none of them asked my name, and they shouldn't. They're not worthy, apparently. They must not be on the same fucking frequency. And I know I'm not on the same frequency as you. I know I'm not. Because whatever you guys are tapping on, I'm not tapping on. Y'all thought it was real funny when I came up in there asking for marijuana. In this magical fucking place. Yeah, I'm asking for marijuana. There's a reason why a woman like me can sleep on the sidewalks of Skid Row, Los Angeles, by herself without being bothered. Is because I'm not actually talking that shit. I'm actually being about that shit. I'm not out here because I have to be. I'm out here because who the fuck wants to pay rent? No, I'm not a drug addict. Why would I want to be a drug addict? I love my life. I love my life so much that I don't want to work. Ever. I love my life so much that I don't want to pay rent to somebody. Ever. Really. I haven't paid rent in almost 10 years now. Since I started, since 2016. Literally, I have not paid rent. Why would I go backwards and do that? I'm sorry, that doesn't make sense to me. And the people see that you move different. What? You're out here because you want to be, not because you have to be. They see you move different. Then you become a threat. Then right there, you become the most dangerous person in the fucking room. That's the end of this. I'm about to go and see how much money I got on my debit card. I'm pretty sure I have enough for some fucking ice cream. And we can just charge it to the fucking game. Just need to cool off a little bit. Just need my spirits to cool off. And when I come back, I'm about to be just busting 𝙬𝙬𝙀𝙗𝙀. Real talk. I need to get my hours up. Matter of fact, I'm on this walk. I'm about to go do this shit right now. Fuck you mean? Fuck is you talking about? I love you, Chandrie.